Hello, it's Uncommon Fossil, and today taking a look at a deck featuring the Machamp from 151. It's a really strange card in terms of design, what it brought together, and so I just feel like I have to take a look at it and try to build a deck featuring it because it's a really odd Pokemon. It's a Stage 2, 180 HP, that's all fine. It's got Mountain Chopping Attack, 2 Fighting Energy, does 100 damage. You discard the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck. So, and then it's got the Guts ability. Its Pokemon will be knocked out by damage from an attack. You flip a coin. If heads, the Pokemon's not knocked out and its remaining HP becomes 10. It's got these 3 aspects that you on one Pokemon that's unusual to see together. It doesn't exactly synergize well, and each of these things is not quite good enough, right? 100 damage, not quite good, and certainly not good enough. Discarding 2, okay, but not quite good enough for a mill deck to really do what you want. Guts ability, it's a coin flip, and it's not immune to damage. It goes to 10, so probably not quite good enough. So the question is, can you take these 3 things that aren't quite good enough on their own, bring them together to make a Pokemon in a deck that's good enough? So I've been working on this, and let's talk about what I've done. With Machamp, you're attacking with Machamp time after time, getting gut some, so your opponent has to hit into you a lot of times. You have to get some heads, certainly, over the course of the game, and things need to go your way. Look, Stage 2 is tough to set up. We've got a 4-2-4 line. I don't think I can strictly rely on Rare Candy, so want to have a couple Stage 2 as well. Getting this deck set up has been tough, though, I gotta say. So for an engine piece, so the Stage 2 we don't really want, Stage 1 we don't ever want to attack with. The basic Machop, though, sometimes for one fighting we will use the attack. You mill 1 card, so that can kind of put a little pressure on your opponent. It's not great, but it's there. Machoke's attack for 2 energy, 50 damage, and only mill 1. That, I think, is not good enough. It really should mill 2, I think, to make it worth a consideration. So you don't want to use Machoke, really, in the deck. And it doesn't have the Guts ability, so it's definitely not a great option. Anyways, playing a Manaphy because we have the basic Machop, and we need deck pieces, engine pieces to get going. So I have to have Manaphy. Other like Radiant Greninja or something like that just causes too much pain for the deck. So how to get this set up? I've gone with a Kirlia engine. It sets up pretty quickly, pretty simply, because this is a deck that getting going is not easy. So Kirlia engine, I think, is the simplest engine to get going most of the time, right? Refinement, you discard a card, draw 2 cards, 90 HP, both the Kirlia and the Ralts are Level Ball searchable, as well as all the other basics. So Level Ball makes this deck function okay, and hopefully we get set up quickly and we flip some heads, and if we do, we have a good time. If we struggle in any of those areas, it's probably not a good time. All right, what are we playing for energy? 7 basic fighting energies. Certainly deck plays Raihan because that's important with it too, so we need basic energies. And also, if we're not behind, we play 4 reversal energies because we will be behind a lot. If we're behind, then reversal pays the attack cost, right, of any evolution non-rule box Pokemon, which is Machamp. Of course, if you're not behind on prizes, then this doesn't work, so want to have enough basics to pay attacks cost there as well. Maybe you could drop an energy to get something else in the deck. All right, let's get down to the cards, because I have worked a lot on this deck, and I will say I've struggled a lot on this deck, and this is about, I think, as good as I can get it to be. 2 Raihan, very good, right? If your Pokemon's knocked out, accelerate energy, and search your deck for any 1 card. Really helps stream attacks, because we need to stream attacks, and even more importantly, a lot of ways, we need to get those Machamps up so we can flip some heads. For Rare Candy at Stage 2, we want to get these Machamps up as fast as possible. That's what it's all about. Get Machamp up and get some energies attached. 1 Escape Rope. That's the only switching card. Don't play Switch. A little more switch in the deck would be good, probably, because if they gust up a Kirlia, it's not great, but just deck space is an issue. 4 Level Balls, like I said, it's better than Nest Ball. All the basics are Level Ball searchable, and it gets us the Kirlias. 4 Trekking Shoes, just shrinking the deck, trying to set up quicker, because getting set up fast is important. We could drop the Trekking Shoes and put in some other supporters. Maybe that would be the play. Maybe that makes the deck better. I'm not so sure it does. Trekking Shoes, I think I just tighten up the deck, shrink the list, right? One Iono. We're looking to mill, so Iono sometimes helps, but we don't want to help replenish our opponent's deck, right? So we don't probably one Iono is probably not necessary. We do need to get Pokemon back in this deck, so we got a couple ways to do it. One of the ways is Miriam shuffle up to 5 Pokemon for the disc pile into your deck, draw 3, so it draws us some cards and gets us Pokemon back. We have Klara to get back up to 2 Pokemon and or up to 2 energy, so just helping set up turn after turn. Klara is a nice option there as well. 2 Super Rons, an item, right? Put some any combination of 3 Pokemon and basic energy from the disc pile into your deck. Just recycle things like that. And don't forget, we're playing Kirlia Engine, so while we have 4 things to recycle, Pokemon and or energy, we're probably going to have to discard 1 or 2 along the way with Kirlia and with Ultra Ball, right? This deck, I will say, really would like Evo Incense. If that was back in the format, it would be a big plus, just because to get Machamp, mostly we have to Ultra Ball, discard 2. We don't always have 2 cards we want to discard between our rare candies and our special energies, but we got to do it because we got to get those Machamps in play. 2 Bosses Orders, just really good for controlling the game. We are milling, so sometimes you want to gust something up you can knock out. Sometimes you want to gust something up that they can't attack with, and that doesn't get knocked out for a couple turns, so you can just get a couple extra mills in, because that will help win the game. Arezu, this is, I think, the latest add. Getting these evolution Pokemon, Kirlias, the Machamps, the stage 1, is tricky at times, so I put in one Arezu. You search your deck up to 3 evolution Pokemon that don't have a rule box, so getting 3 evolutions with 1 card, a really nice option. So put 1 copy there in, and then Capturing Aroma. It's a card I don't like. If you know my channel, obviously this is a coin toss deck anyway, so I get that, but I don't like the fact with Capturing Aroma, you don't know what you're going to get. You're guaranteed to get a Pokemon, but you don't know whether it's going to be a basic or evolution, and getting the right coin toss on Capturing Aroma sometimes makes or breaks a game as well. And then 3 Artazons, right? Can search your deck for a basic Pokemon, put it on the bench without a rule box. None of these Pokemon do. So that's the list we're playing. It's been okay, is what I'll say. It's been a struggle, but let's see what we can do with the deck. All right, we'll see what we can do with the deck here. This deck has been a struggle. I kind of am in the world of what jank decks or whatever, depending how you want to describe them. These not top tier decks, but that are fun to play. And this card is just a crazy card. I gotta play it, but it's really not good enough, I gotta say, and it's been a real struggle. Okay, so I get to go first. Want to do that because I gotta get my Pokemon evolve. So going first, hopefully I get a bunch of Pokemon down, right? Getting a number of starters turn 1, which could be a problem. I might only get 1 Machop in play. Hopefully I top deck something. I've considered, should I play like 4 Battle VIP Pass? What should I do? Honestly, I haven't seen this many starters. Supporters in the hand in a long time with this deck. So, that's randomness there. Opponent's got a lot of Pokemon. Probably shouldn't be benching them all, but that's what they're doing. Okay, but they have a nice set of cards. Rare Candy. Okay. Well, it could be worse. I can... this is tricky. My next turn will be tricky. I assume I don't get knocked out. I can, with this hand, set up my Machamp, right? I can Arezu, get the Machamp, plus a couple of other evolution Pokemon I can't play. Rare Candy, attach energy, attack, and hopefully be immune. The problem is I don't get any other Pokemon into play. I think I need to get at least 1 Pokemon bench, though, right? So I may... what do I do here? Trekking Shoes. All right, if I can give me something... All right, I always grab the next Trekking Shoes because it gives me 2 choices, right? Capturing Aroma, yes. Okay, this is good. Heads or tails this time is okay. I'd actually rather have hit heads, I think, right? Tails, I think I get a basic... But I'll toss that into the Machop. And now I can Arezu, and I will attack, right? Because I want to attack. As I've said repeatedly, getting set up, super important. I'll grab... All right, those Pokemon make sense. I'll explain them shortly. I want Machamp, right, to evolve him. I need to attack. Next turn, if I draw into a Rare Candy, I can play the Machamp. If not, I can play the Machoke. If I get knocked out, of course, that's assuming I don't get knocked out, right? And they will one-shot me. Well, the Charizard EX's base damage is 180, which is what it takes to one-shot me anyway. Do they evolve? They need Rare Candy and their EX, right? And then they can, of course, they accelerate the energy and they can attack. All right, energy in the discard. Don't know what they drew. We'll see. Hopefully they can't attack this turn. That would be very nice. I don't think I want to burn the boss if that's the case. All right, so they're doing that. I might not be able to attack this turn. They're going to do 10 and do the coin flip. Or they accelerate the energy, right? So, do I want to evolve? I could mill one, right? Which isn't the worst thing. I mean, they haven't been able to attack yet, right? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to attack with this guy here in mill. The one play, Iono would be nice, of course. At this point, they don't have all the pieces to attack. So I don't want to Iono, right? My thought is don't Iono because they don't have anything going. Just mill one. Hopefully it's a useful card, which it's not a bad card. Let's see what happens. If all they can do is attack Tail on Fire again, then no Iono was the right call. Okay, so I think I want to Iono now. I think I do. I could go... He doesn't... okay, do I... All right, if I evolve, I do 50. I don't knock them out, though. So let me... I'm going to... Iono. I need to get some things set up, right? Okay, not... all right, do I... So Ralts is good. So obviously I wish at this point I had attached the stage 1. Didn't work out. I'm not surprised by it, of course. So got rid of an Arven, got rid of a Magma Basin. Now, Magma Basin is probably not a problem. I don't play past the peak. Right? They probably have, they obviously get a basic down. They want a Pidgey, another Charmander. Okay, would have figured maybe a Pidgey, maybe an Arceus. Maybe they're just playing Charmanders. Well, probably not just Charmanders. Okay, got the Pidgey. They had the Pidgey in hand. So that makes sense. I guess they don't play Arceus in the deck because 2 Charmanders probably would be enough. When they can attack with 3, they're 2 prizers each once they evolve. So got the Jock. So let's see if they have Rare Candy. Okay. Let's see what happens here. The one was what the Pidgey at EX was the other. I don't know that the other was a Charizard, was it? Let's see what happens here. There is the new Charizard to attack with 2. Wow. Okay. Well, this is good. This is very good. So my opponent is bricking like crazy. All right. There's no 2 ways about that. So let me thin the deck before I Kirlia, right? That's kind of the thought. Maybe I should have got a I do 30. I'm gonna get rid of reversal because I'm ahead in prizes and I have energy set up for next turn, right? And that is beautiful. That is so beautiful. And I guess I might as well attach the reversal, right? I might not be able to utilize it ever this game, but boom, take the knockout, mill 2 cards. So now I'm really going. All right, so another Magma Basin. Doesn't particularly matter, I don't think. I mean, once they get the Charizards, EXs into play, they got all the energy in the world. So that they did use the Jock last turn, right? Grab 2 EXs, right? So Jock can get, evolutions, right? Jock can get the rule box EXs. I play the Arezu, which gets non-evolution, which is non-rule box evolutions, right? So can't get EXs or V-Stars or V-Maxes, or if they're Radiant Evolutions, it wouldn't work for that. But there are not. There might be some other evolutions in the future that it doesn't work with, of course. And then things like GXs and such in expanded format, it doesn't work with those. So, all right, well, that's good. They're up against a milling deck. They're playing research. So, okay. I mean, they have to get set up. So I guess that probably is the right play because they're doing 10 damage. They've attacked 3 times with this Charmander. So that's really awful. So finally got the Charizard. Now the question is, why did they grab the cards they did with Jacques? Were they just trying to thin? I don't understand what they did a little bit there. So they're going to hit into me. Hopefully, hey, now the problem. Now one issue is this: he's a tanky boy, right? Charizard EX. So I might want to. They do enough damage to one-shot Mania. I might want hitting like the Charmander on the bench. I might want to gust him up if I get that option. I think I haven't played Boss yet, right? No, I think I think I had Boss and I owned it back in the deck, if I recall. So they have Entei, so that's part of what Magma Base is there for. I've gotten rid of 2. That might be all of them. Yeah, so they don't want to play him because I one-shot. You know, they just want to come smack at me with the Charizard EXs. Okay, another. All right, so they're in good shape. They might put energy onto the Pidgey, partly to thin. No, they chose to fail. I don't know what the energy count is also. They've played 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They think there's more in deck, but I don't know what they're playing. So give me a heads. Let's see if the game likes me or not. Obviously, my opponent. I got Tails. That's too bad. See, the Machop with the. I'm still. Even if my next Machamp is knocked out, that reversal energy does me no good. All right, so Boss. I don't know that I want to use Boss, do I? I don't want Manaphy. I could have used Rod. It's not great, is it? That is not great. I'm down 2 rare candies. All right, I will attach the basic energy here because I might need it. I don't think I want a Boss, do I? You know, honestly, if they had a bench Pokemon that couldn't attack, like I might gust him up, right? But the Pidgeot EX has free retreat, so that doesn't make sense. But getting something stuck in the active would be a nice spot at this. They have 12 cards in the discard pile. The problem right now in the deck, I mean, which isn't a lot. And actually, Iono at this point would be nice, but I think I used up my Iono. So give me a heads. I need heads this time. I got it. Okay, I still need pieces though. I still need pieces for sure. All right, see what I top deck. Capturing Aroma. Do I want to? I guess so I got a basic down. I probably get down to another Ralts at this point, right? I think I want to. Do I Super Rod? No, I'm not going to Super Rod. All right, I'm going to get rid of the Super Rod. I like the Super Rod a lot, but I think I want to keep the Boss. All right, I have to. The game likes him giving me Boss. Okay, well that's not bad. Having Raihan in hand is good because I might just need that. I'll keep hitting into the Charizard at this point. Could gust up. Okay, that's good, right? Get rid of. So they're down to 1 rare candy. If I can get rid of that last rare candy, then I think Pidgeot EX is out of the question. All right, just looking through what they have. What are the Pokemon here? Pidgey, so Arceus. Okay, so I think they grabbed the Arceus the one time. Maybe they just play a 1-1 line in the V as bench, because obviously Arceus would have been a nice thing to get on the bench, I would have thought earlier. So let's see. Give me a heads. If not, I still can attack. I can attack. Oh, let's go. That's what I need. That is great. That my opponent just, in this 240, just a bunch of damage just evaporates from the Pokemon, right? I'll get rid of one of the bosses, I guess. I need to get up my next Machamp. Okay, well, that's actually pretty nice, right? All right, I will get rid of the Ralts. I only have 2 Kirlias, so that Ralts is completely dispensable. I will just evolve him. I still need another basic energy to attach, but that's okay. If I fall behind, I can actually attack with Kirlia, not that I want to. All right, so now we're getting into good territory there for milling, right? So got rid of a boss. I like that, right? Make them hit into my Machamp. So if they knock me out, I have the Raihan, which gets my energy, and it gets me my Pokemon. So I like that a lot. So Iono, although look, Iono gets them closer to decking out. So that's probably not a smart move, I would say, because now they are, okay, they got energy recycler, which they wanted. So that's unfortunate. That prolongs the game for sure. They could win, and then that does give them the chance to win. So, but don't they do have to hit through, take 6 prizes. It's strictly a single prize deck. At one point, I played Pidgey at EX in the deck because I had the rare candies. So I have a boss in deck still, right? It's at the bottom, all right? I think I discarded 1 boss. So that's fine. Okay, I need heads though. I need heads. Oh, this game's loving me. So this game, the Live wants me to win here. That's kind of all I could say, right? Live wants me to win. Let me just get a card. Sure, I'll take this. I don't actually want that. Play that down. Let me Kirlia away. I can Kirlia away Artazon because that's probably helps my opponent more than me at this point. I'm going to attach another energy here, and at this point, I'm going to attack. I could try to boss, knock out the Charizard, but that's okay, right? I'm probably not going to win by prizes. I'd have to take out the Charizard, and I could Pidgey, but I can go. I only have 1 gust left in me. So let's see. I mean, if I hit into the Charizard enough times, all right, Miriam. So they keep. That's unfortunate. So they have these cards to build up their deck. So making decking out much tougher for me, I gotta say. So let's see here. What else? So there's a Rod gone. Miriam. They had 6 Pokemon. They're putting them all in the deck, right? Yeah, because they're just down to 7 though, right? Because they draw 3 cards in the process. So they put 5 in, they draw 3. It gives them the net is 2 in terms of the deck, right? Because they're trying to preserve their deck. Because decking out's the way this game could end. What do I have in there? So I would want to play the Rod if I get the chance to get back the Machamp. Let's see. Give me a heads, please. I need heads. Guts needs to carry me. Oh, it hits heads again. Opponent they can't be happy, right? So the deck is doing its thing and then some, right? Okay, so Miriam's a very nice play. So I want those Pokemon back. I want these guys back. And do I want some things to discard? Yeah, I'll toss them back just for discard fodder because I'm going to... Okay, that's nice. I'm liking it. Okay. Oh, I want you. I want you for sure. Get rid of the Artazon here. I'll attach an energy. Oh, rare candy. So this is just coming together crazy good for me. My opponent just has nothing going on. All right, I'm just going to attack here, I think. Actually, I'm going to get him down because I might even be able to attack with him, right? Because at this point, they've only taken 1 prize. So, okay, nice. What was that other rhyme? Draw 3, and I have to switch. But that's where having another Machamp on the bench is nice for sure. What was that? Oh, Nest Ball. So they were taking a look at their deck. They might be deciding. I mean, they're still playing. So hats off to my opponent. I'm surprised they're still playing. Yes, I believe I'm recording. I've had 1 or 2 good games up to this point, and they haven't gotten recorded. Taking out the engine piece. That's okay. It's not great though. I mean, it doesn't get them all that far, right? So I'll set up the guy with 10 HP. It probably doesn't matter. Okay, so what do I have for energy? I have let's think here what I do. All right, I'm gonna do this. Get rid of the Artazon because I don't want to let them see that for sure. What do I have any? All right, I'm gonna Klara. Boom, boom. I'm gonna grab both energies back. That's what I'm gonna do. Grab both energies. I'm gonna play him down. I'm gonna attach here. And I'm just gonna attack. Just gonna attack. Mill 2. I don't know. So I may be. All right, so Pidgeot EX. So that's two. So they're out of Pidgeot EX is probably right. There's two. Oh no, they recovered one. That's right. They played Miriam themselves. So one card probably. This is game. We'll see, right? The milling. I looked. I flipped a bunch of heads. It's a lot of fun. It doesn't always happen. I mean, he could knock me out potentially, but they cannot. Okay, so they're just giving up the game here because knock me out. Don't heads. Just add that insult in there by one more heads. It's a lot of heads. It's fun when it happens, right? The deck's set up. They can see it. Oh, come on, let me mill your last card. All right. So that's the deck. That's what it's got to win, right? The win. You get lucky, right? I set up well. My opponent set up slowly. Right? There's no two ways about that too. And then you got to flip heads and mill through them. Now, some decks are really aggressive the way they have to play, or your opponent just not really aware of the situation. So if your opponent's really aggressive, right? If they're like lost owning a ton of cards, then of course you have a good chance to mill them out. If they're curling away a ton to get set up or something, you have the chance to mill them out. And then the other thing is you will run into lightning decks. I've pretty much every Miraidon deck I've played with this, I have beaten, I gotta say. And part of it is because the Raikou and the Raichu you one shot. Honestly, here's a piece of advice: if you see a Machamp deck and you're playing a Miraidon deck with Raikou and Raichu, I think attack some with Miraidon because you don't get one shot. My opponents never did that. They always let me one shot them for 2 prizes, and I would, even if I didn't flip heads that often, it's a 1 prizer versus a 2 prizer, and I'd flip heads occasionally. So it was, up against Miraidon decks. You're loving that. Didn't want to show a video of that, though, because that's pretty boring, just winning by weakness. So Machamp, I think the Kirlia engine's the way to go. It sets up pretty easily. It's given me the most success, and I think this list I've worked on a lot. Give me your thoughts if you have something better for it. Look, this is a low tier jank deck, though. To be honest with you, you got to get lucky with setting up some, and you got to flip heads, like I did with that last game. You flip heads; it's a lot of fun. So if you want to, give it a try. Machamp's a strange design Pokemon, but it is a few games of fun, but also a lot of games of frustration from my experience. Take care.